It's a very good everyman, isn't he? It's
Yeah.
like you say, he could be anyone, and the fact that as the film goes on, they build up this great tension without any dialogue, and I think that they do it with, like you say, these camera shots, the music, but they also do it by. I think it's really interesting that they offset it all against this really isolated place, so that helps
Yeah.
you feel like, oh, he's so alone. You know, like you said with the cafe, and he's constantly just it's just shots of his face or you can hear his inner monologue and that sort of thing. And as it goes on, he gets more and more frenzied and more paranoid. And it's just great the way they build tension in it. Like,
Well, I think as well, it reminds me of I'm fascinated by that whole element of, say, in America, in North America, the civilized areas where you kind of got the businessmen and offices and comfort and all that kind of thing, and then you do still have places like the Mojave Desert or whatever, where it was filmed, where it's still the front, kind of a frontier or like an alien landscape. So it was interesting to put this guy with pens in his pocket and a short short sleeve white Poindexter style business shirt and everything like that. Your classic American 80s or 70s business square into somewhere where it's like it was almost like an alien landscape as well. So I felt that was quite fascinating. The other bit that I love about it is, and this is a thing that doesn't happen anymore, is that it was like the precursor to that era where the focus was on the vehicle in American pop culture. So, you go through stuff like Knight Rider and Street Hawk and Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And that's kind of like, there was a big thing in American culture where the car was the star, and then the people in them were just, they were like secondary in the story. And I'm always fascinated by that. And it kind of probably goes back to Jack Kerouac and driving long journeys and the car being central to that and not looking in the rearview mirror. And again, I guess that kind of links in as well to the whole American expansion west and all that kind of stuff, the pioneers and everything. So I love it taking that for me is like dialing straight back into that original American movie thing where trucks and cars and motorbikes were the personality. Because another thing that's brilliant about Duel is that they make the van look incredibly scary. The lorry is terrifying because it's got kind of brush dusted windscreen, so you can't see who's in it. Really powerful, terrifying horn thing that he blows to scare the life out of this. Dennis Weaver rattling around his little city car and all that kind of stuff. So it's almost like the lorry gets a personality of its own. It's like a Darth Vader before Darth Vader was around.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And so there's some moments where the framing of the lorry is just fabulous. So there's one moment where I think he comes out the bathroom when he stops at the first diner and he sees the lorry outside and there's just this dread that falls on him. And it just reminds me of the we're going to need a bigger boat moment from Jaws. And then similar as well when he's sort of getting stuck with that school bus on the side of the road. And then you just cut to this shot of this tunnel. And then the lorry just creeps past around the corner and it's terrifying. And you're like, why am I scared of this truck? But he just does such a brilliant job. Just harking back quickly to what we were saying about the landscape. The landscape is such a huge part of it, I think, and kind of really great at conjuring that feeling of isolation. Really reminded me of Tremors. Andy, I don't know if you've seen that, but
yes,
that's
great film.
Oh yeah, brilliant. I love it. We did that on the podcast a few months ago. One of my faves. And they're so isolated. And that is part of the fear building and the tension building, is that it's like, if you need help, there's not really anywhere you can go, is there?